Hello, good people. My name is Faith, and welcome back to my platform. Here we'll look at what it means to live a meaningful life. We have conversations about practical ways to then begin to lead a meaningful life. If you are new to my channel, please make sure that you subscribe, that you like this video, and that you leave a comment in the comment section. Finally, you hit that notification bell for when I drop new content. So when I was in my first year, I read a book called Who Moved My Cheese? And the book is about embracing and adapting to change. It is a fantastic read, and I'm going to link it in the description below. Now, the story in the book is about four characters. Two are mice and two are little people. And now these four characters live in a maze. And in this maze, there is a specific location where they get their cheese supply. Now, without giving too much away, one day the cheese supply runs out. And now these characters are faced with the decision to make. Will they continuously go to the location where their cheese isn't, or will they go on an adventure to try to find a new supply of cheese? Now the mice immediately run in pursuit of new cheese, but the little people continuously go back trying to figure out what happened to the cheese supply. So they try to figure out who moved the cheese and what went wrong. Now the reason I mentioned this book and the story is because if we are going to live a meaningful life, we need to understand that change is inevitable. Sometimes life will then ask you or require you to move into a different direction, to leave behind everything that is familiar and comfortable to embrace the new. Now the question is, will you remain stuck where you are trying to figure out what happened, or will you then begin to go on an adventure in pursuit of the new? Something my father said, which was so inspiring to me, that I'll never forget. He said that when God is making a change in your life, when He is moving, you have one of two options. You can yield to the change that He's making and see where it takes you, or you can refuse the change and have that decision destroy you. See, purpose, change, and abundance go hand in hand. And the reason I say this is because purpose looks different in different seasons and in different stages of life. And in order for us to continuously live a meaningful life, we need to grasp this. We need to be flexible. You'll fail to live a purposeful life if you believe that your purpose always has to look the same, or it always needs to be accomplished the same way. When we begin to understand that change is an important part of purpose, we will then begin to live a purposeful life. We will then begin to walk in purpose. We'll understand that in some seasons of your life, in order for you to be purposeful, you'll have to serve, while in others, you'll be expected to lead. And when we are walking in purpose, we are therefore living abundant lives. We are increasing, we are multiplying in acts of service and character, in the way in which we acquire skills and make decisions, in the way in which we impact and influence people, and so much more. Part of living a purposeful life is having the ability to discern when it's time to pivot, when it's time to outgrow certain ideologies, certain things, or even certain people to make room for a new chapter. Oftentimes people say that the new can't come if you were busy holding on to the old. When we refuse to change, when we refuse to embrace change and pivot in response to it, we often become stuck in a place where purpose isn't present. And what this does is that it often leaves you frustrated because you feel like you're not helping or you're not making a difference. It often leaves you frustrated because you're wondering if there is more to life. And what this does is that it deprives you of your peace, first and foremost. And what it does then, it often also costs you the kind of life that you're supposed to be living and supposed to be enjoying. Most of us even get to a point where we are so stuck in trying to figure out what happened that we cannot embrace and adapt to change. So get to a place in which we are meant to be to help people. So we are not only left feeling frustrated, but we are no longer being impactful. We are no longer making a difference and helping people the way in which we hoped, the way in which we had desired. So it is very important for us to then begin to welcome change and figure out ways in which we can then begin to then pivot accordingly. So how do you discern when it's time to make a change? Obviously, I'm no change expert. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I'm not that. But I do, however, believe that there are certain things that you will begin to notice that indicate to you that change is coming. Oftentimes, we say that for something to start, for something to begin, we often need to say goodbye to something. So we need to close something to open something. So we need to put an end to a specific part of our lives in order to welcome a new part of our lives. So you often know when something is beginning to change, because you will then see how the environment is no longer conducive to your ideas, or no longer conducive to your character or behavior. So you are no longer able to be fruitful in that specific area. I think that is one of the ways in which we can then begin to see that a change is coming and it's time to embrace the new. I know that some of us are reluctant to change because change isn't always good. It isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it's painful. Sometimes it requires you to give up on something that you really love or really care about. If you are a person that is reluctant to change, please let us know in the comment section why this is the case. Did you have a previous experience in which you were required to change and couldn't really adapt to it? Or what happened? And if you are a person who easily welcomes and embraces change, please do share with us your tips in trying to figure out how to make room for change and how to accept change when it arrives. In my previous seasons, I used to be a person that was reluctant to change simply because I'm a person that likes routine. So whenever I have to change my routine, it's often difficult for me to make that change. But I've recently discovered that flexibility can help you be abundant in ways that you couldn't think, because it allows you to be creative, it allows you to be a problem solver, it allows you to be able to then figure out how do we move forward, how do we accept this new chapter and make the most of this specific chapter. And that's it for today, babes. Thank you for watching. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, that you like this video, you hit the notification bell, and finally you have a chat with me in the comment section. Thank you. Bye.